Hello and welcome everyone, thank you for tuning in to my latest video, which is the 1k Q&A. Can I just say a massive thank you to everyone who's got me to 1k. It has been absolutely unbelievable right now. I never thought I'd get to 1k, so without you guys my channel would be absolutely nothing. So I really do appreciate everyone who's obviously helped over the last year anyway. It has been absolutely fantastic. I really do appreciate everyone who's obviously subscribed, has really enjoyed the videos as well, and there will be a little small video at the end of this video added on to this one. So yeah, without further ado, I basically asked everyone for questions on Instagram and Twitter, and a lot of you got in touch, and actually there are a lot of good questions. There are some football related, some not football related. So yeah, we'll get kick started. So before I start, hit the like button and please hit the subscribe button and please hit the share button as well. So it'd be very, very good for people to do that. So the first question that I was asked on, I'll start from Instagram because there were loads on Twitter, absolutely loads on Twitter. So the first question is from Tune for Me, and he's asked, as a young football YouTuber, are there any other football channels you'd recommend? Loads, absolutely loads. There is, like, if you like mainly football predictions, then I've got a couple in mind. I've got Bluebird Legend. He does football predictions. The Full 90 as well. There's another couple. There's a lot of prediction channels, I would say, as well. But if you like football in general, then there's some very, very good ones. Obviously, Anfield Agenda's a big one. Obviously, I think Hairdryer Treatment, Sophie, the lovely Sophie, Hairdryer Treatment as well. So yeah, I think of the channels I've probably mentioned. Like I've said, if you do like prediction videos, then go to Bluebird Legend, go to the Full 90. I think, and obviously if you like Bundesliga as well, Johnny Talks Bundesliga. So there are a lot of good channels out there to be recommended. So I hope that helps you, Tune for Me. Thank you very much for your question. This is a fun one. Anfield_Aaron, your ideal five-a-side SPFL and Premier League team, and he's put in brackets, has to include at least 2 SPFL players. Ooh, do you know what? That's got me really, really thinking with this one. Five-a-side SPFL Premier League team. Well, so interesting. So Premier League. Goalkeeper, I'd probably go with. I know he's been called Alisson Blunderland this week, but I'll go for Alisson Becker. Defence, I'll go for Van Dijk. I'll go Kevin De Bruyne and Scotty Pittman, and then Odsonne Edouard. I think that'd be a good five-a-side team, wouldn't you think? I think that'd be a very good five-a-side team. So hope that helps you, Anfield Aaron. So thank you very much for your question. Now we have another question from Mike_LFC78, and he's asked, if you could collaborate with any Newcastle bloggers, who would you choose and why? Very good question. I think probably the one I would like to collaborate with is Kendall Rowan. I think she's absolutely fantastic. She's got very, very big views on obviously all things Newcastle, big things on Steve Bruce, etc. So I think I would like to do that. Newcastle Fan TV as well. The Magpie channel. I think there's a lot. There are a lot. So I would probably say Kendall Rowan, Magpie channel, and yeah. No, those are the two I would like to collaborate with. But yeah, thank you very much, Mike, for your question. It's Stuart YouTube. I believe his YouTube in the description down below, so go over and check him out. Favourite moment as a Livingston fan and vids I'm most proud of. Well, favourite moment as a Livingston fan has to be the CIS Cup final 2004. 38,000 Hibs fans, 9,000 Livingston fans. I was there in the Livingston end watching the team beat Hibs by 2-0 in that final. Probably beating Celtic. I wasn't even there, but just the anticipation of beating Celtic as well. Probably I'd probably say the Hibs CS Cup final, because that has to be back in it. But Partick Thistle's definitely up there as well. The Partick Thistle games. I went to the away one, and that was a fantastic day as well. But that's something I miss about the football. I really, really do miss that. So, videos I'm most proud of. There was a match reaction I did actually that was, I think, 2.6k views. That's been the most viewed on the channel for sure. Was the Chelsea Liverpool game. I think that was the most viewed one. So I am proud of that. I've done a few videos that have obviously had a k views as well. So I've been really, really impressed with how well the channel's been doing. Excuse me, quite recently as well. So thank you very much, It's Stuart, for your question. The Gaffer 96, I think that's Sam McGaff on Instagram. Who do you prefer, Liverpool or Livingston? This is a very tricky question, because obviously I like both. I really, really like both, but I'd have to say Liverpool, just because obviously the history, and obviously you know. Livingston probably for the side of things that you would obviously get to go to more games. Liverpool because obviously the history of the whole club. So that's a very tricky question to answer, Sam. In all honesty, but I'll definitely do that for sure. But we'll see what happens. Obviously this season with Livingston sitting currently 5th in the SPFL table, and I've been very impressed with the way that they're going, and potentially in a cup. Well, they're in the cup final, aren't they? So that's something else to be proud of as well. Muzz Drew, I think that's how to pronounce it. Who's your favourite up and coming Newcastle content creator, and what are their greatest assets? Obviously I've mentioned the Newcastle ones. Obviously I think Geordie Talk, there was one of them. I've done preview with him as well. Geordie Talk's good channel as well. Kendall Rowan, again I'd say her. Obviously big on the football terrace as well. What's their greatest assets? They know their stuff. And I think that is very, very good for them to know what they're doing, for sure. So I would definitely say Kendall Rowan, because she's fantastic. She knows her stuff about Newcastle. And yeah, I would definitely say that for sure. So, and the last question I've got two more questions from Instagram that I'll answer. Jordan LN _ has asked, is the Icelandic thunderclap dead? Probably, yes. Obviously, I think looking at it, with fans not being in the stadium, you don't really hear it, but I remember that Icelandic clap. It was fantastic. So hopefully they can bring that back when fans are back in the stadium. I'll say that now. And final question from Instagram was Disdain5, current top 6 you want current top 6 side you want relegated in the next 2 years? Nobody really. Nobody. I mean, obviously, every Liverpool fan would probably expect you to say Manchester City. That's not going to happen. Manchester United's not going to happen. Yeah, I don't really want any top 6 side to be relegated, in all honesty. So, yeah, it does. Thank you very much for your question. In all honesty. So, had a couple from my two good friends at Sam Radio, and one is Kieran Colville, and he has asked, do you think whoever finishes in the Scottish Championship playoff places will win the playoffs? Well, excuse me. Well, obviously the last team to win in the playoffs was Livingston. So probably, well, looking at the championship, I mean, you've got Hearts that are going to probably win it. You've probably got Dundee that are going to probably be in the playoffs. Dunfermline, maybe Ayr United. Looking at those teams, probably. I mean, if Hamilton, for instance, go into that relegation playoff, if Ross County go into that relegation playoff, then you might fancy their chances. But if it's like a Dundee United or a Killie, then I'd probably fancy the Premiership team. So to answer your question, I'm going to say no. It's not been done recently. Livingston, as I said, were the last team to do it. So I don't see that happening, in all honesty. So thank you very much for Kieran for your question. So let me just push that back. So the next question we have is from Nick Salerno, and he has asked, do you think Manchester United can resolve their defensive problems in the summer transfer window? Yeah, this is a very interesting question, Nick, because I felt that Manchester United should have actually, they should have actually strengthened in January. I honestly do. Lindelof and Maguire is not a partnership that wins you a Premier League. I'm sorry, it's just not. It's not a Premiership title winning defence. So, unfortunately, that's the case. Not happening. I'm afraid. Not happening. So, yeah, I do think you need to. I do think you need to strengthen for sure. So I'm going to say that now. So, yeah, I'm going to say that now. So now we have Twitter questions, and the first question is at dcarrick2020, which I think is Matthew. I think it's Matthew on Twitter, and he's asked, how did you get into YouTube? Quite simple, really. I've had a channel since 2015, properly started in 2019. So yeah, I think the thing is, the thing is with YouTube, I think you have to be, creative. I think you have to be consistent. That's what I've tried to be as well. But yeah, I've loved YouTube for ages, really. I didn't used to have a channel, but this is my only channel, and it has been going since 2015, I think it is. So yeah, it's good. It's good to say that. I have to say I'm very, very happy to obviously be in YouTube, and yeah, it's a very, very good good social media to be on. But I've really enjoyed it. So yeah, just mainly just watching other YouTubers, really is. So thank you very much, Matthew, for your question, and thank you very much. And I'll leave his channel in the description down below as well. So we have who's this? West Ham United Sofian on Twitter, and he's asked a very good question. So I'm going to answer this as realistically as possible. With all the injuries that Liverpool have had this season, realistically, where is the highest you can see them finishing in the league, and how far will you get in the UEFA Champions League? Very good question. Very, very good question. I think the one thing I will say is I think realistically we are out of a title race now. So it's all about top four for us. So I think top four. And how far do I think we go in the Champions League? I'm not writing Leipzig off. I think Leipzig are a fantastic side to play against. So that's going to be a very tricky game, especially in a neutral venue as well. So I'll say top four. And I will say maybe quarterfinals / semi-finals for the Champions League. But yeah, you have to be realistic as well. A good friend of the channel, Bluebird Legend on YouTube and Twitter. Again, I will leave his YouTube in the description down below as well. You can go over and check him out as well. And he has asked, what are your short, medium and long-term plans for the channel? Where would you ultimately like to take it? To be honest, I don't really have any long-term plans. As I said, YouTube I did for a hobby. So I've not really got any plans to take it to obviously the next level. I mean, obviously I would like to. I have set a target for let's go a low target. I've set my sights on maybe 3k by the end of the year. I think that's possible. I think that is very, very possible. But you have to just get obviously 1k first, and then obviously check the 2k, 3k. I'm not going to say anything dramatic like 10k, 15k, because that's probably impossible with what's been happening. But yeah, I think obviously I would obviously like more subscribers. That's not a problem. I would like to be one of the most watched on YouTube, but that probably won't happen. But I have set targets. I would like to have 5k by the end of the 5k by the end of the year. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But that's my main ambition for sure. And yeah, so we'll see what happens. But and then he also asked, Pepsi or Coke? Always Pepsi. Always Pepsi Max. Pepsi Max every day of the week for me. So yeah, definitely not Coke. Anyway, let me just say that. So, a Life's Blessing 5, which I think is Callum on Twitter, and I think it's Original Gunner on YouTube. He's asked, how many sports are you into other than football? Are you into boxing? Right, the first question, are you into boxing? No. Absolutely hate boxing. I'm not a boxing fan. Not a boxing fan at all. What other sports I like? I like rugby. I do like rugby. I do like the Six Nations, obviously. Have to mention Scotland beating England at Twickenham for the first time in 38 years. Yes, we'll take it. We don't get many victories over England at Twickenham, so I'll take it. And I'm into snooker, F1 as well. Watch a little bit of golf. I think probably the Masters, Ryder Cup, that's probably it. But I'd say F1 and snooker. I like both of them as well. But no, definitely not boxing. Definitely not boxing as well. So we have a question from Pete Shepherd on Twitter at 68wahoo. As the channel continues to grow, what will you invest in in order to change the image and quality of your videos, i.e. microphone, green screen, PC, etc.? It's a good question. It's a very, very good question, Pete, because I ain't a fan of green screens. I will say that now. I am not a fan of green screens. I've never been a fan of green screens. So probably I wouldn't want to have one, in all honesty. Microphone would be something I would obviously like to get. But obviously having a headset with a mic on it, yeah, maybe a definitely. PC, laptop for sure. So I'd probably say a microphone actually. So yeah, I would definitely say a microphone. Would you like feedback from your regulars on ideas for the video? On videos on the podcast? If so, how would you like to receive the feedback? That's a very good question, to be honest. That is a very, very good question. I honestly think that I think from the regulars we do speak a lot. We do speak a lot in and out of the podcast. Obviously, I speak to Lim all on Twitter. Speak to Josh mainly on obviously Discord as well. So I think it'd be a good idea. I think one of the ideas would probably be Twitter. I would definitely say Twitter for sure. So yeah, that's how I would like to receive the feedback as well. Another good friend of the channel is Nathan Morgan, NWMYT, and he has asked, what is your goals for YouTube by the end of the year, and when we are out of lockdown, could we be seeing more real life videos such as Livingston vlogs? Very good question, Nathan. In all honesty, as I said, I think I've kind of answered this, but to maybe get more subscribers, 5k by the end of the year, maybe. But we'll see with that one. Livingston vlogs. Possibly. maybe on away games. I do sometimes go to the away games, in all honesty. It isn't something I've even thought about, but Livingston vlogs would be a very interesting thing to do. Yeah, be a very interesting one, Nathan. It'd be very interesting if I could do that, but that is something to maybe consider in the in the future. So we'll see what happens with that. At Reese Woods at Woods_MUFC has asked, what is your favourite meal? Favourite meal? That's probably anything Italian, in all honesty. Anything Italian. I do like Chinese though. I do like Chinese, and I do like fish suppers as well. And then he's asked, what is your favourite TV show? I really like Designated Survivor. It's a very good programme. I like 24. Basically anything with Kiefer Sutherland in it, in all honesty. I do like things with Kiefer Sutherland in it. So I would say 24 slash Designated Survivor as well. So thank you very much, Reese, for your question, and thank you for your continued support as well. So we have James at JimB227, and he's asked a very good question. Favourite ever player from Manchester United, Manchester City, Chelsea, Arsenal and Everton? Right, United is an easy one. Marcus Rashford. I absolutely love what the guy does on and off the pitch. I think he's a fantastic player, fantastic role model as well. I think he's been a fantastic, ambassador for what he's done with the school meals, etc. Marcus Rashford from Manchester United. David Silva from Manchester City. I think David Silva was an absolute fantastic player when he was in the Premier League. So definitely David Silva for City. Chelsea. I'm going to go for Gianfranco Zola. I absolutely loved watching him as a player. Very, very good player. Absolute genius of a football with a football was Gianfranco Zola. Arsenal, I would say probably Thierry Henry. That guy could do anything on a football pitch. Everton. Everton's a tricky one. I'm going to go for someone who I think really was underrated at the time. Landon Donovan. I really like Landon Donovan. I think he was a fantastic player for Everton. So hope that's answered your question. So just to recap: United, Rashford; City, Silva; Chelsea, who did I say? Gianfranco Zola; Arsenal, Thierry Henry; and Everton, Landon Donovan. Hella, lovely Hella on Twitter has asked, what made you decide to go large and have fans of other clubs on your show? Were you mates with Josh, Nathan and Reese before you launched this? Very good question. It's one thing that's been actually asked to me for ages. I just wanted to start a podcast. Simple as that. I just wanted to start a podcast. I thought it was a very, very good thing to start a podcast. I do radio, and I do that with a Leeds fan and a Manchester United fan. So I thought it maybe work. But, everyone was saying it wouldn't work. Like, I'm a Liverpool fan, Josh is Chelsea, Reese is Manchester United, Nathan is obviously Cardiff City. We thought, why not? Why not do it? And then everyone said that maybe it wouldn't work. And look where we are now. We're one of the most watched podcasts on YouTube. So, that's something that I've really, really enjoyed as well. So, yeah. And were you mates with Josh, Nathan and Reese before you launched this? Josh I met on the Fandango YouTube channel. Now the extinct Fandango YouTube channel. Nathan I was friends with quite recent. Well, I fell upon Bluebird Legends channel, and then kind of got talking between him and Nathan. So that was one. And Reese, I think I've been friends with Reese probably since last year as well. You'll have to ask him that, in all honesty, Hella. You'll have to ask him that. But yeah, thank you very much for your question. I really do appreciate it. Reese has got in touch. If you hadn't created a football channel, what would you do? Good question. I've always wanted to get into media. So, radio. I obviously did radio at college. I've done creative media. So I like being in the media side of things as well. But I feel like I've got a voice for YouTube, as you can obviously tell, and a voice for radio. So that would have been something that I would have probably done had I not created a YouTube channel. So definitely that one. Right. So here we got Josh has got in contact, and he's got this. What is your favourite food choice when watching a Netflix or TV, etc.? Do you know what? I'm partial for a bit of popcorn. Sweet and salted popcorn from Tesco. Absolutely love this stuff. So does my partner as well. I absolutely love this stuff. So that's something else to do. Also, when COVID is gone, should we do a meetup? Yes, I'd like to meet up. I'd like to meet up with you. I would like to meet up with Nathan. Like to meet up with Reese as well. And obviously Reese lives in Livingston. Obviously lockdown, etc. But yeah, I have planned to maybe meet up with you guys. Live podcast would be very interesting. Meeting up. We'd probably have to meet in the middle as well, because obviously me and Reese are in Scotland. You're in Northern Ireland, and obviously Nathan is in Wales, so have to be England somewhere that we'd probably meet as well. So yeah, that's something I would like to do in the near future for sure. So we're definitely doing that. Obviously guys, if you are enjoying the Q&A, please hit the like button. It helps the channel as much as possible as well, and share the video as well. So yeah, Josh, thank you for your questions. Leighton on Twitter has asked, do you rate Gini Wijnaldum, and would I be sad to see him leave? Yes, I do rate Gini Wijnaldum. I really do rate Gini Wijnaldum. I know you said he lacks creativity and does not work rate, I think it was. I really like Gini Wijnaldum. I really do. I think he's one of the most important players on our team. Never injured, always gives you 110%. I think he's fantastic. I really, really do. I think he's a great, great player. I would be sad to see him leave. But why would you want to go to not Manchester United, sorry, Barcelona right now? Barcelona are in so much debt right now. So I don't know why you would want to go. Yes, obviously the Koeman side of things, and you know that. But for me, Gini Wijnaldum, just get that contract signed. Finish your career at Liverpool. Job's a good one. So, yeah. So, thank you very much, Leighton, for your question. Hawkshead on Twitter has asked, someone on YouTube you look up to. Well, the person that got me started onto YouTube, and I fell upon his channel many, many years ago, was Dan Cullender, Fandango. Not going to lie, he just did everything that ticked the boxes for me. Very good, well spoken, knew what he was talking about, Premier League. I just thought, yeah, I want to do this. So Daniel Cullender, I should say, is the man that you should thank for getting me started in the YouTube business, because I looked up to him. His channel was fantastic. Fandango YouTube channel was absolutely fantastic. So very, very glad that his channel, allowed me to start what was a good channel. So Daniel Cullender, if you are watching this, thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Cheers. So thank you very much, Hawkseid, for your question. Ali the Eagle on Twitter has asked, out of 10, how much did I enjoy Chris Stamboul? That was one of the most painful games I've ever watched as a Liverpool fan. Absolutely painful. Because I knew that was the game that just ended the title in 13-14. Do you think Liverpool will ever have a better player than Jimmy Traore? Andy Robertson. Andy Robertson's a better left back already. So yeah. Thank you very much, Ali, for your question. Rich Sports has asked a good question. Favourite memorable live streams and reason why? Obviously I've done. The first podcast had a very good viewership as well. I've done a few watch-alongs as well. I did the Champions League final between Bayern Munich and PSG. That got me, I think, 773 views, I think it was. Or might be more now. But, I think that was a very good one because obviously it was my first watch along, and I did very very well. Did one for Liverpool Leeds earlier in the season. I've done the Champions League draw for the round of 16. Did that earlier this season. Those are some of the memorable ones as well. And obviously you do like the dad jokes that I put on stream as well. So I would definitely say the watch-alongs and probably the first ever podcast I would say as well. And I am gathering a good followers on here as well. So definitely. And just to tie into that, has been asked, what's your best memory in your YouTube career so far? I think the fact that you just want to get people to know you. Obviously, from a Liverpool fan's point of view, I think people want you to see what you're doing. Yeah, it's tricky to get looked at, but obviously as the numbers grow, the numbers will go up for views as well. But I'm not focusing on views anyway. It's about putting out good content. It's about getting more subscribers, about getting more people like that. So I really do appreciate everyone who subscribes on that. But yeah, so Tunku is asked, if you take only one player from each team in the Premier League to build a squad, who would you choose? Right, Tunku, I'm going to actually leave that question because I did notice that James Harlow also has written, what is your best and worst Premier League 11 of all time? I will leave that for a video and I will come back to that. So I'm not ignoring your question, but what I'm going to do is I will definitely do that question at some point. So I'm definitely going to do that as well. The Blue Podcast has asked, what is your favourite Chelsea and City channel? Chelsea, George Benson channel. Big Chelsea fan, lives I think it's either Bali or Thailand or somewhere like that. I know he was in London. That's my favourite Chelsea channel, and obviously the Blue Podcast. Have to mention that. City channel, probably Dominic Rich. I would say Dominic Rich. Dominic Rich's channel is a very very good channel as well. So I would definitely say George Benson channel for Chelsea, and I would say Dominic Rich for Manchester City. And James Harlow and Tunko, I will come back to your questions in a later bit as well. So we've got a couple more questions left, and Rahul Krishna has asked, in an alternative universe, would you consider being a Manchester United fan? No. Sorry, I just wouldn't. Liverpool have been in my life for many, many years. So I wouldn't want to change. Why should you anyway? Why should you change? So I'm not going to do that. But yeah, thank you very much for your question. But no, I would never become a Manchester United fan. Never. And a couple of more questions. Dominic Rich has said, "What would you do with £1 million right now?" Buy more centre backs for Liverpool. No, honestly, I would give half to the family and then spend half on my me and my partner, of course. So, Jagster has said, with a very good question, should Steven Gerrard go to Spain or Germany to manage instead of Rangers to maybe prove himself? I think that'd be a good move for him, in all honesty. I think Germany, Bundesliga would be a fantastic one to do. Spain's a good one as well. Just someone like a Valencia or someone like that. Bundesliga, who knows? I think it'd be very, very good. Very, very good as well. And I did see there were some questions from Balam. I'm not going to read them all because he did send me a lot of questions. So I'll obviously do some of these questions. So one of the questions he did ask was, do you think Curtis Jones could be in the England team for Euro 2021 and the World Cup 2022 team squad? Good question. I do think Curtis Jones has the potential to go into the England squad. I would definitely say that. Yeah, I would definitely say that. I would definitely say that. And then he's asked, Lewis Morgan, could he be in the Scotland team for the Euros? No, I don't. I don't think so. I honestly don't think so. I don't think he'd be able to do that. And the final question I will take from him is, as the Q&A is before the Cup final, how are you feeling about the Scottish League Cup final? Both teams have a chance to win the trophy. They will feel. It's amazing to be back in a cup final. Not going to lie, I think it's a fantastic achievement to be back in a cup final. But I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling confident that we can bring the cup home. Obviously, St Johnstone have never won the League Cup either, so that would be something to definitely look at for sure. But yeah, I think I'm feeling fairly confident for sure. I'll answer another couple, and then I'll end it there. Your enjoyable match of the season so far was at Lincoln City away when we won 7-2. Crystal Palace, I would say. Crystal Palace, and then probably West Ham away. They're the two standouts for me. And you have asked me this: do you think Mohamed Salah could win the Premier League Golden Boot again? Possibly. Yeah, possibly. The way he's going, he might do it. He might do it as well. And final question is, do you think every team has struggled with the fixture congestion this season? Yes. Injuries have played a part and parcel of football this summer, this season, for sure. So I think that is something you have to say. There's that fixture congestion and the injuries have really played a part. So that is something that every team has definitely struggled with. I think Manchester United have been very lucky with the injuries, I think, side of things. City have had their injuries, Liverpool have had their injuries, Arsenal have had their injuries, Tottenham, Leicester as well. So and Everton, of course, and Everton as well. So that is it. That is the 1K Q&A done and dusted. Thank you to everyone who's obviously asked me questions. Thank you to everyone who sent in questions as well. And yeah, we will see what we'll see what happens with this channel. I'm hoping to bring it, further forward for down the line for sure. At the end of this video, there will be a little video from, I think, Josh, Reese, and Nathan they just got a few words to say as well. But yeah, it'll show when I started, where I'm now. So yeah, definitely. But thank you to everyone who continues to watch the channel. Thank you to everyone who continues to watch the videos. I really do appreciate it as well. But until then, it's goodbye from me. Thank you everyone who's sent in questions. And if I didn't answer them all, then I do apologise. But I did have a lot of questions in there. So really do appreciate it as well. But until then, it is goodbye from me. If you do like this content, please hit that subscribe button, smash a like, drop a like on the video as well. Share out the Q&A if you would like to. This will be going out on Tuesday afternoon at 2 o'clock. No, 12 o'clock. Sorry, 12 o'clock. So yeah, if anyone has any questions, then if I didn't answer your question, or if you have watched to the end, then if you want to leave a question in the comments, then feel free to do so, and I'll answer it then as well. But I will leave you be, and here is a little video from Josh, Reese, and Nathan. Thank you to everyone who has obviously sent in a question, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you very much for everyone for 1K, and this is to you. See you later. Bye bye.
Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight.
Massive congratulations for hitting 1k subs, Doug. You really do deserve it, mate, for everything you've done for us. And yeah, awesome podcast. Can't say any more than that. You deserve it. Now on to the next milestone, on to 10k, and then hopefully 1 million.
My man. 1k subscribers, a 1k video. What more do you ask for? Amazing man, humble guy, honest. Extremely happy to be his co-host on the podcast. On to the next one. Well done, Doug. Congratulations.
Congrats on 1k, buddy. You've done absolutely amazing. Now let's see where it goes from there. And also let's say thanks for just giving me the opportunity to be on the World of Football podcast. I know it's not been how people would have envisioned. Like, I don't think many people expected our podcast to be as great as many people thought, because obviously being Liverpool, Man United, Chelsea fans, people thought it was just going to be an absolute nightmare, white war fest. But I would also say it's the best podcast going on YouTube. It's just the fact that it's all blending perfectly, and I credit that to you for giving us an opportunity. So thanks very much, mate, and also thanks for making me a mod on the channel as well. I appreciate that. I've been a mod for such a long time. Kudos to you for just who you are. You're an absolutely fantastic human being. Couldn't fault you at all. So I just want to say thank you very much, my friend. Best of luck, and on to the next road of the journey, whatever that may be. Definitely